The tree of life is never dualistic. It's I am, it's a one, but it's the different stages of our existence. When we're trying to navigate information warfare and work towards the greater awakening and a stronger connection to the source, when we're able to identify things as exactly they are, it's become much easier to navigate distorted information warfare, the information overload, but we have an easier time putting things in perspective and placing them where it belongs. The source God, the creator, the higher self, is the growth, and it is the most high. Then we have to be able to identify what is the opposite. So we have a very clear um, inner knowing about the darkness, depth of darkness, and it is a demonic or it's a demon frequency. Is very different to the loving live body experience. Scarcity and the love is there is a contrast when we're able to uh, learn very easily to identify the contrast between these characteristics of our existence. We're halfway there, so then life becomes much easier when dealing with the information warfare. Now, demons or demonic or darkness or negativity, no one use these words lightly. It is rather unpleasant. The vibrations come with these words, even by putting these thoughts into words is not very satisfactory for the people, because now I look at our existence like a house. If you have a house, it's got a load bearing wall, and you can only do so much with this level of support system. Meaning your load bearing wall is there. It doesn't mean you can just file them up indefinitely, enormous level of weight before it crashed and crumbling down. So the humanity is now learning, and all these heavy weight with the information warfare, the healthcare crises, the financial crises, and emotional, spiritual. We literally unable to handle the level of weight that is put on the people or human population. It become extremely uncomfortable to bear this level of weight. But we have a personal responsibility to recognize what we can handle or carry, and how we going to release the pressure points are associated with the weight, and how we're going to release some of them in order for us to exist more in light body. So that requires a conscious living. A greater awakening is all about conscious living and putting things in perspective. The demonics, I compare that with the tree of life. When you say demon, it is the usually associate with your seed and your roots, and this is the beginning of life, but it brings you the strength to stay grounded and connected to the darkness. So when we identify uh, the demons that associate with a level of respect, because we now know this is a demon, when we acknowledge the demonic presence or the frequencies that is gone into the creation of our existence, we have much, because it's associated with the level of respect, level of recognition, even though no one is there. Well, I respect demon, but when we recognize this level of existence, we are immediately giving them the space to exist. So now, if we are trying to maintain a connection to the source, a higher self, when we recognize the parts that is giving us a lot of anxiety, scarcity, unknown, the manipulation and the programming and hidden sabotage systems, we know that, okay, this is not for us. This is demonic. This is going into a territory of a scarcity. The depth of darkness, which is not the most humans are at, because we aren't playing around in the darkness, because our purpose is a connection to the source, the light body, work towards the love, compassion, very least the neutral position. So if you think of the demons or darkness with the perspective of the level of scarcity that associated with this level of existence, we put things as exactly they are. We are able to see things as exactly they are. You see it on the news, some of the horrible things that humans are doing to other humans. That is not the normal frequencies. That's not a normal existence. That's going a bit beyond what we are comfortable with. So when we know the depth of darkness is capable of doing such heavyweight things in the darkness, we immediately know this is something belong to the demonic side, not the highly connected, sensitive light body frequencies that is connected to the source. Now, I hear sometimes, oh, the different spiritually heightened individuals always says they have created humanity, they have created, there's a different levels of DNA, they created us for enslavement and all kinds of information, but we have to be willing to see if in the natural ecosystem, if you're planting a tree, doesn't matter who plant the seed. It could be like a really mean-spirited person or the kind person, caring person. It really doesn't matter. The seeds always take a form what they are meant to do and what they're capable to do and the kind of fruits they are going to bear. It's got its own individual characteristic. So when we say that we have been created, manufactured by the different entities for the purpose of enslavement, it really doesn't matter, because we now know about our frequencies, our possibility of growth towards the love, unconditional love, and maintain that strong connection to the source, we always have this awareness. We know that's possibility. So it really doesn't matter who created us for what purpose. We already have a very clear knowledge of what path we want to go towards, or expand our mind, body, and spirit, and not so much the body, but the mind and the spirit and the depth and the knowledge, the wisdom. We are indefinitely seeking to expand new with the new information. We have new level of awareness. So it is when you look at the outside ecosystem, there is not one. Even in the same category, there are some trees, they are much bigger, some of them are smaller, some of them grows in a different style, so they always have their unique characteristics. So one have to ask and find out the contrast, why the human species are so programmed and manipulated to maintain a status quo. This is the social norm. This is the what is acceptable. Everybody else is shunned and made fun of, isolated. These are the suspicious areas where we need to figure some things out. This is why we have our mind and our thoughts and our connections there, so that we can identify these iffy areas and suspicious areas, so we know this is a kind of manipulation, this is a sabotage, this is there to hinder your progress. And this is a humiliation rituals, which is sort of the expertise of the demons. And these are the nothing burgers, right? Because they can do a lot of scaring and hurting, manipulating, gaslighting, programming. So this is the kind of things that they bring to the surface, but it's not really without a purpose. If we know that we are being humiliated indefinitely, we need to take a stand where, like, we know the difference. It's not a comfortable feeling. Even animals are receptive towards the kindness, compassion, and they like the light body. If you were scaring and screaming, the animals even not going to come towards you or approach you. They will run like hell, because that's not a comfortable place. So humans have to figure these things out at the spectrum of different circumstances, and the light body existence and the demonic existence. Because although we have a lot of names and the institutions and the systems put in place, you are the one who is responsible for your energy. When you lost energy because we are careless, we are unconscious, unawakened, then you are losing that precious energy that can utilize for your own well-being. And so it's a personal responsibility of ours to figure these things out, because there are no one in the school says, hey, this is how we navigate information warfare. So there is no booklet. We have to follow our gut feelings and our intuition in order for us to maintain that connection. So this is how we navigate information warfare. For example, we know that the parasites we often talk about, that is really sabotaging you internally because we are not the most vital part. We aren't up to date with our health and wellness. So then we are prone to these parasitic attack. But this is internal world, but the external world, we have the same kind of agents that's characteristics of demonics. Remember, nothing ever happened overnight. Nothing ever happens suddenly. It's stepping towards the connection towards the source, or the go into the depth of darkness, the demons. So these characteristics never really happen overnight. So we can appreciate that. So if we are able to appreciate and uh, be objective and observe, uh, we can point out, hey, this is not the normal way of doing things. This doesn't make me comfortable. This doesn't add value to my life. So we are able to identify these areas where you have opened yourself up for the frequencies of either source god or the demon. So when we the ideal way of doing things is a self-awareness, so that no one has to put people on the spot. But unfortunately, that is not the way, because we are so we're sabotaged with the information. They aren't really adding value to our life, but pressuring us down into the a scarcity, manipulation, the sabotage, uh, because we aren't functioning to our optimal health. When we are suffering with ill health, confused with our information, struggling to make effective decisions to protect our own well-being, this is where we run into the problems. Now, everyone, even we know by example, that most people really open as broken, that is near to you and that have access to your life in your youth, when you're a teenager, when we aren't when we're not so open to a lot of information, but yet we get to experience this depth of darkness through the people that call themselves family members, or some people that is joined to your family through marriage or adoption or something rather. But what is the important lessons that we learn? They are really helping to nurture you, but they are trying to sabotage you and hide your light and confuse you with the information. Like, okay, you have authority because we're the same family, yet that is the most toxic, demonic space, but we don't know the difference. When we're sort of conscious, we're sort of connected to the source, this is when you realize, oh wow, this is kind of, they're trying to humiliate you, silent treatment, and exclude you from happiness, and always putting in a little bit of poison, the toxicity with the corals, unnecessary things, but that shape you and create the space for you to create that maximum strength when it comes to your mind, body, spirit position. So who knows what happened if we never gone through this experience? We don't know how we end up with. We could be demonic, we could be mean-spirited, we could be bullied. We don't know how we interact with the external world. So these things are never a waste. It's a pain body, it's a inner child trauma. You have to spend years trying to figure these things out. Nevertheless, that will help you to create boundaries, address the causes, for the people pleasing, like me, uh, spend time with me, pick me, I want to be friend, I want to be the family member. So we have these expectation of validate me. I am so sweet, but it's not something that could happen from the external world. uh, it's supposed to come within. We have to figure these things out. When we learn the level of love and care and nurturing you put uh, into your own self and the existence, we are not craving for that external validation. This is where we make decisions to improve our life and maintain that connection, a strong connection to the source, the higher self. And we have also we have expectation, anticipation. We are hoping that everyone that we like and give you attention is they got your best interest, but that's not the case majority of the time. So we learn this in the external world now. In the countries, you see the big the boss next door, the North America, they are finding out these agencies and institutions don't really have the best interest of these countries even. We don't care about the neighbors who are pretending to be neighborly, or we are maybe by location, but it's still we have a different way of interaction. I mean, who needs enemies when you have neighbors like that? So we will have these interactions. We see this playing out in the mainstream now. Everyone would have a certificate or diploma. We got this from USA, and they're so proud and they promote themselves thinking, oh yeah, I did that studies in States, I did this. They're very speaking very highly, but they are the first one to turn around and badmouth them. We're not going there. We can't stand what is happening there. So these aren't really the friends. They are going to we're going to lose them so gradually, and because we are finding out who are the real agents that brings you the strength and promote the vitality of this existence in these ecosystems. Our own personal self is the same thing. We are always thinking we have families, we got friends, but we find out this is not the case. Sometimes we're prolonging things, but we could, when we have relationships, friendships for a long time, we really do care because it's a comfort and it's time, and it's a lovely friendships and experience. But sometimes with more information you have, some people maintain the same level of existence without being able to expand with the different information. So then it become a problematic there problems, and it's mean to sort of shuffle things around, and sometimes we'll find the strength, sometimes is not the case. So we're learning these things from the external world. Even the politics, you have mostly dualistic position there. So we're sitting and bickering at each other and judging and picking sides. But uh, what we are really supposed to be doing is pick self, and instead of being um, taken in by these charming banter, and what we have to go internal and figure some things out and say this isn't a humiliation rituals. This is a level of disrespect for my existence, my mind, body, spirit vessel. So this is a level of toxicity we aren't willing to tolerate. So therefore you're picking human existence. We know that what the weight level of weight that we can carry as a human beings have human ecosystems, and so then we are becoming more proactive and picking something human friendly. This is how we navigate these demonic versus source god, and pick sides. Now, with the politics, that when they had the few years ago the pandemic, they weren't bickering then. They were very united, making joint the joint decisions very happily. And who is the casualties? The human beings. So we were exposed to these experimental things. So that's not a human-friendly situation there. Yet these political parties that we were bickering about, and they are very united making these decisions and ignoring what is the best outcome for the people, the population. But it's a personal responsibility. You can't really rely on these external systems to protect your interest. Because we are awakened, because we are conscious, we know the kind of weight that we can carry, and some things that's going to destroy a human ecosystem, so that we can separate ourselves from these issues. And the friendly the whole the systems, the institutions that set up is the same thing. We hear in the mainstream the one that is in charge of the security, how they are supporting or lack of support for a certain administrative system. We notice this, and so this is why. So we don't have other external factors that's looking out your best interest. So this is why every layer, the personal, the family, personal relationships, the economics, the healthcare, and the politics, all the different layers, we have to be proactive and make these decisions where it come to our humanity. What is the appropriate thing? What is no longer, we can't carry this level of heavy burden. So there's a breaking point so that we can have a reassessment and be proactive, designing systems that is people friendly. And this is how, and the person that who is doing all the exposing, like a house and construction, the you have to be able to identify all the cracks, all the deception, all the waste, resource wasting, and open borders, and illegal migration, all the healthcare or lack of healthcare. All of these things are there, so we can be proactive and be awakened and looking after our interest. And it is happening external world, but it's happening internally as well. And this is where all the things begin. But if we are unawakened, if we are disconnected, nothing can get in, and or because we are so heavily programmed and manipulated, and the humiliation rituals taking place, and we're confused, so we really don't know which side to pick. But it's really clear when we are dealing with this level of deception, the spiritual warfare, information warfare, we really have to line ourselves and pick a side. And this is how we move forward and maintain that connection. The other quick example that's come to my mind, uh, the AI factor. I know the little bit of technology is really fun and entertaining, but a few years ago when everybody started coming out with their level of creativity from every corner of the world, what I really love watching the creativeness of people, the confidence and the level of courage that really needed and required for these people to put themselves out there, and everyone was able to display level of um, improvement and the creativity, and it was really lovely. But now we have this little clip AI. Nobody knows exactly what it is, if it's real, if it's AI. So we are once again confused, and to minimize the people's creativity and people's energy, the level of confidence people have, to whether they are cooking or creating a garden or dancing or singing, uh, the family connections, some of them, they have their old grannies, the interaction with the young generation. These clips were really magical thing to watch, and it was hopefulness. And now the demonic side of these things, they can't handle this level of creativity. They want to humiliate you. They don't want to allow people to have that credit and acknowledgement, and they are displaying. So therefore, they introduce this thing is really annoying. Even I have a fancy phone that was a gift to me for a really expensive one, and I see the pictures, the AI is already settled. I really don't know how to work this. I'm like, no, I want to know my own angles. I take my own pictures. I don't really need that kind of help. Um, but I'm not saying that we need to completely shun and not engage, but which is the human creativity that is important, and the healing of humanity, the family members and the community, that is with the connection through connection. These are the most important thing. The healing is the same thing. You can use these tools to really expand your healing, expand your knowledge. So it's like a useful idiot. So that we need to learn how to work with these external tools, external things that's offered to us by protecting ourselves. Because if we go overboard, it's no longer able to maintain that humanness, and it's going to weigh you down. The weight is unable to carry the weight. So we are navigating information now, because we have even with the AI label, inherently we have a knowledge. Okay, well, that is real, that seems authentic, so we can sort of identify these characteristics. And the demon connections or low vibrational connection doesn't mean um, they are all demonic. Even the most nastiest person could have a bit of humanness. This is why it's so difficult to comprehend, and the people can be nice and kind momentarily, but that is not the primary energetic frequency. So this is why we need to pay attention, prioritize maintaining that connection to the source, and while identifying and keeping a distance with demonics. And this is how we prioritize growth and great awakening. Thank you.